All right, this is my buddy's Honda 300EX, and it was running great until he started touching it, and then it caught on fire. We were supposed to go riding, and I get there, and he's like, man, the wires melted and caught on fire. So anyways, he disconnected the battery, and I just was looking at it now. Some of these wires have gone to hell. Now, I was looking, these two right here, this brown and this black, or brown and green, I don't know if those are the, yeah, that goes to the tail light, I'm pretty sure. And then this wire here appears to be the main issue right here. And I think this was the main wire coming in, because there's supposed to be a fusible link right here, and you can see someone blew the fuse, cut the wires, and just did away with a fuse. So he did put this aftermarket headlight up here, you know, some extra headlight stuff going on. So I'm not exactly sure where things went wrong, but I did buy a Chinese harness and voltage regulator. Now everyone's gonna say, oh, Chinese, blah, 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 it's bad. Now, I looked over it, you know, they probably could have used a little bit better sheathing here. But as far as the connectors, they all look pretty good. I don't think there's gonna be a problem with the connectors. As long as everything's pinned out correctly, I think we're gonna be just fine. And we might not even need it. Actually, I think we will. But I'm gonna start tearing into this thing and see exactly which part where started, you know, messed up. All right, I'm not finding anything super crazy right now, but lots of little things. These were all melted together, and pretty sure ground or green is ground. Brown wire here, I'm pretty sure is for the tail light, and these were all melted together. So I don't know how they got melted together, or like maybe they were chafing. I don't know. But you can see here, this should not be dangling like this, and he had all kinds of crazy zip ties. You can see all the zip ties I've cut off. Zip tying this stuff together. The clutch cable's not routed right. And then like the this connectors, the connectors for right here should be all in this area. And for some reason he's got them routed up under here. So anyways, nothing super crazy right now. It just looks like these got freaking, I don't know if they got pinched or were chafing or what, but these were all melted together right here. All right, I've got the harness from the multifunction switch out, and I pulled back some of his connections here. You know, these are supposed to be bullet style connectors, and it looks like he, you know, soldered it and did some questionable heat shrink here, and then same thing up here for the headlights. Not the greatest. Then he did not have the indicator lights hooked up. I don't know. He doesn't have any indicator lights, so I don't know. I don't even know how there's no indicator lights on this pod. I think he might even have this upside down. So then I went back here where the tail light, you know, it looks like aftermarket tail light. And then he's got some crazy taping going on here. You know, this is where there's also some burning going on here. So I think what happened is for some reason right here, these all freaking got shorted out, and then that also went to the brake light. So I'm gonna pull apart this right here. It looks like there's some connectors in here. See if there's anything worth noting. It appears these wires here go to the rectifier and the tail light. So yeah, these three wires are all melted together, kind of. Yeah, you can see right there, not good. So it's a good thing I got a new rectifier, regulator, rectifier, whatever you want to call it. It looks like this right here. What the hell is this bullshit? Why? I don't know. This is why you don't let people do things, because this is not right. This is a green wire, and that should probably be grounded. Let's see. I mean, it is grounded, but it's not correct. Here's a green wire here, it looks like. So that probably connects, I can't remember. It probably connects to here. Anyways, I guess we are gonna replace this harness here, which means I gotta get up under here, and hopefully our CDI box and our reverse box here is still good, because that would not be ideal. Oh my god, well then why is this shit freaking cut and spliced? What is wrong with people? Stop cutting wires, people! Stop cutting wires, especially if you don't know what the hell you're doing. Drive me insane. Alright, I was able to get the rest of the harness out, and right here on the CDI, which I don't even know what it, yeah, right here on the CDI, you know, there's these connectors on here, and this one was broke. And here's the connector here. So those connectors just pulled right out. I mean, obviously it still ran, I guess at one point. But I think this harness right here is gonna be more than adequate. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw this in real quick. And then we gotta clean up some of these other wires. Like this random blue wire that's going in here to the, for the starter solenoid, which, that is correct. This would need to be grounded, but this right here should ground in the harness all the way back to this ground right here. So I don't know what that's all about. All right, I got most of everything all hooked back up. Got the taillight hooked up, got the new rectifier in, regulator, whatever you call it. This one was thicker. You can see that one's thick right there. This one's thinner where the mount holes are. So I had to put some longer bolts in there, no big deal. I haven't tucked all the wiring in yet because I want to make sure everything's good. But we need to put this fusible link in, which is probably what caused this whole entire issue to begin with. Is I'm just going to put some connectors on this, because this wire here is probably old and we don't have time for that. All right, so here's my new wire here. I just put a ring terminal on this end. This is our fusible link, and this is just a spade connector. I have these little kits, this little spade connector kit and butt connector kit. I'll put everything in the description, you know, the little fusible links and everything. These are all good things to have on hand at any time. Let's see, I'll put this on here. This one goes here. Honestly, I don't even know if the battery's dead or not. All right, let's see if that does anything now. Jump pack says it's on. Let's see. Okay, his headlights are on now. All right. Let's check for spark real quick. Let me grab a spark plug. No spark. What should we put it in neutral? Oh, yeah, that's when we put it in gear, it still goes. Which maybe he's got, no? He could have, yeah, I think he's got the little switch here for the clutch. Probably bypassed in here somewhere. Probably in here, and I don't want to screw with it. All right, I just swapped out the CDI with another one I had, and I don't know. I don't know if that one's good, and I don't know if this one's good. I assume this one's not good. I don't know. I think that was the one that was in it. Let's see what happens now. No spark. Huh. This is plugged in. Everything. Now these right here are not hooked up. Now these are extras usually, I'm pretty sure, for the taillight. They just have extras sitting around. These are usually double for the taillights for some stupid reason. Our coil is hooked up there. You can see right there, it is hooked up. Oh wait, no it's not. Maybe it is. It looked like it's hooked up, but this is really loose. Let's squeeze. This one is really loose. Let's squeeze this. Let's make sure that one's back on there. Okay, so I took that CDI and put it on my other Honda 300EX, and it tested just fine. And I tested it, and we still have no spark. Now, I have a couple coils here, and I don't know if they're good or bad, but we're going to just give it a whirl, see what happens. I already got this one unhooked. I double checked this spark plug on the other machine too, so let's see what happens here. No spark. Like I said, I don't know if that one was good or not. I just have these sitting around from different machines I've picked up over the years. Now these, you don't have to ground them out because that's what the one wire is already, the green wire. So the black wire is the pulse wire. And no spark still. So I'm kind of leaning towards it needing a stator because everything else is good. Now, to test the stator, you do have to have some sort of a, I don't know, I'll put it here. I don't know what it's called. I can't remember what it's called. But that's what you need to test the stator. And last time I was working on something like this, I was like, oh, I'm going to buy that, and then I never did. So this plug, I was a little worried if this plug wasn't working, but it seems to do so. So I'm going to do some more diagnosing here. It could be this Chinese harness, but I don't think so. I think everything's good on the harness. Okay, so another thing we can check is this right here. This box right here is the reverse inhibitor box. And I had one of these a long time ago that had a similar problem. The wiring harness, or the crackhead I bought it from, had shorted everything out. And this was bad. Now, I looked up the wiring diagram, and there's a way you can bypass this. And I did it before, but I have a known good one here off a running machine. So I'm going to swap it out real quick. Just, plug it in and see if we get spark. All right, the new one, or the other one that's known good, is plugged in. Let's see if it'll have spark now. No spark. Now we are back on our other coil. I think I'm going to go take this coil and test it on another machine and see if it works on another machine. Okay, so I'm leaning towards the stator being bad. I've checked the continuity between this connector on this side all the way up here to the CDI. This black wire with a white tracer is the power in, and that does have 12 volts. I've tracked, I'm pretty sure most of these, did the continuity, made sure they're working, and I believe our stator is bad. It got fried. So I got to order another stator and an intermittent voltage tester, I think it's called. And basically, this thing pulses so fast that the reader can't read it, and I'm pretty sure what it does is has some sort of capacitor in there. So that'll tell you if it's pulsing. Another thing to note is I've been finding some more lovely work. If you guys see this here, this bracket is supposed to go through this hole right there, but instead of putting it in there correctly, my buddy, I'm pretty sure, because he painted the plastics, so he did not put that in there. He just zip tied it. Now I've been working on it right, and then the fuel line popped off. Another thing I noticed is this case bolt is completely freaking backed out. Not to mention he's got the clutch cable completely, it has to go through this little loop right here. So he doesn't even have that freaking routed correctly. And he had all kinds of zip ties holding the cables all together, all kinds of crazy bullshit. Here's another custom job by him. It's just safe to say he needs to step away from, he just needs to pay people to do this stuff. I mean, look at this. I mean, I get this is broken, but that's crazy. So another thing he did is he replaced his gasket over here, right? But he did not get the reverse lever in here, right? I think we might have to take this gasket off or the cover off, or perhaps he's just got this not in the correct orientation. Because when we were riding on the trail, I put it in reverse. He's like, oh, the reverse doesn't work. Like, oh my God. We got another beautiful spacer right here. A castle nut. He did some crazy exhaust work here. Oh, look at that. Plastic misalignment spacers. You know, you just put 2 in there and they're plastic. Oh my gosh. He did this too. Oh my gosh, I know he did this. Oh my gosh, straight to jail.
Right to jail, right away. You're driving too fast, jail.
Look, he freaking just cut it right there so the bolt would line up. Bro, who is this guy? I'm pretty sure he did this bullshit here too. It should be illegal right here. What is going on here? This looks like a not the right piece. Yeah, he made a good effort, but you know. Also, this CDI, I think, was just shoved up in here, which the CDI mounts right there on that bolt, kind of like that box over there. Now, he was missing, I guess, this side bracket, and he made that, which I guess I'll let that slide. Because those stupid little brackets, they want big bucks for those brackets. I'm missing one of mine. So, anyways, fortunately, this is a little bit longer than I wanted it to be. I wanted it to be just a quick, easy fix. But, turns out that's not going to be the case. So, I'm going to do a couple more things, testing stuff out, checking the continuity in the wiring harness before I order another stator. And I don't want to, I guess it doesn't really matter. I could take this off and check that, like look at the stator, see if there's any broken melted wires in there or something. I don't know. But I'm gonna keep on testing some stuff before I do that. All right. Okay, so I dug through my pile. I found another stator and stator cover, the complete kit and caboodle here. I assume it's good. Let's go ahead and swap it out real quick and see if we get spark. If we don't have spark with this thing, then I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with this thing. Okay, let's see if it sparks. No spark! What the hell? Do I have the right one plugged in? Yeah, now I'm really wondering what the heck is going on with this thing. Okay, it's the next day, and I put the stock harness back on, and I fixed the wires that went to the CDI right here. I respliced those with a clear heat shrink, and then I also fixed the wires here that go to our power wire into the rectifier regulator. Now, I know this looks crazy, and that is because it is crazy looking. So, we still have my stator on there that I put on that we don't know if it's good or bad particularly. But, you know, I tried the coil. I tried the coil on my other one. It worked. I tried the CDI and the reverse box on the other one, and I had spark. So those 3 components are all good. Now, I don't really have a way to test the stator and the voltage regulator. I don't know. It shouldn't really matter, but I think it might matter if it's good or bad. Because typically the regulator is just for the charging, right? But I've had one of these before, and I didn't have spark when I had a bad one, I think. I can't remember exactly. So, let's see what happens when we turn this thing over. Let's see. I don't know if it's this new harness or not. Now let's see here. Let's turn the key on maybe. There we go. Oh, we got spark now. Oh, so it was that damn harness the whole time. That Chinese harness. Oh yeah, we got spark now. It's very weak spark, but it could be that stator is no good. Let's see again. Let's try it again. See if y'all can see it. Yeah, y'all can see it. All right, so we have, shut up. Hate this damn, I need to take this thing apart and take the little beeper out of it. Some reason, we ain't making connection on one of these connectors for some reason, somewhere. So, I guess this goes back to Amazon and it gets a 1-star review. Whew, well that was frustrating. Kind of freaking shot myself in the foot with that shit, right? Well, I guess what I need to do is put his stator back on, double make sure we still have spark, and then I'll probably take it back off, clean up the gasket area. I may have a gasket. We might just have to use Honda Bond. Okay, let's see what happens. Look at that. Started right up. Sounds like the choke's on. Yep, choke is on. Heck yeah. All right, it's all started up. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this thing. I'm tempted to check out this little reverse mechanism, but I'm a little worried that he did not put this back together correctly, and it has nothing to do with, you know, taking this nut off. I guess I'll figure that out in a second. All right, well, they had that thing upside down, so now I got it correct. Hopefully you can see it. And then the cable goes down there to it. So I flipped it around. The problem is, even when you pull the cable all the way in, the shifter does not shift up. So, I don't know, my buddy really should not work on things. You can see he put a external Torx bolt in here. So I assume he did not put that gear or the shaft back incorrectly in here. I would try and fix the shaft here and take the clutch cover off, but you can see here he has used some goop and a gasket. You can see the gasket and the goop right there. And hey, I'm not trying to freaking make. Honestly, I'm over this thing. I hate freaking. I mean, I'm not flipping this thing. I'm not making any money, so he can wallow in pity of his stupid mistakes. I'm going to try and reroute this brake cable correctly, because it's driving me insane that it's out like this. And hopefully that doesn't give me too much problems. Then you can see this crazy bullshit here. Then you have like the right size bolt in here. You can see it's supposed to be a shoulder bolt. So I'm going to swap that out real quick. All right, we're going to put this CDI where it belongs. See, that bolt, I don't know, it looks factory, but this right here goes like this. See, it's missing the wrong bushing, or it's supposed to be like a little metal collar in there so that thing tightens up better, but I guess it's as good as it's getting. Now, I told him I was gonna fix some more little things on it, but this thing, and I love 300EXs. I got a video I'm working on how 300EXs are a really undervalued machine and underrated. But this one, Man, someone's just really freaking screwed with it. And every time I screw with something, it becomes something else. I mean, look at this shit. Oh my God. And it freaking ate my 8mm socket. And I don't know where it went. My socket, I gotta freaking, you know, shake this thing, see if I can get the socket to fall out. I mean, who does this? Yeah, I'm not gonna screw with this thing anymore. I'm just gonna make sure it runs, take it up and down the road. And this thing is his problem. All right, I'm out here at my buddy Joe's farm. He just bought this farm, and I don't know, he might even sell it to me. But anyways, I got the 300 out. I got it all back together. You know, we got it running at the shop, and unfortunately it has developed a small leak, you know, because I just tried to use some Honda Bond on the old gasket. So I'm probably gonna have to order a whole new gasket set, which in turn will get me to try and fix up his reverse mechanism over here, because the gasket kit will come with you know, a new clutch gasket. And not to mention, I'm seeing right here, you can see the oil spewing out of that damn thing right now. So I guess when I was recording the video previously, I was getting super frustrated. So I've stepped away from this, worked on the CF Moto some, and gonna work on some other projects, but I will loop back to this and get it 100% right. I probably won't do a video on it unless you guys specifically comment down below and say you want more 300EX content, because I do have a 300EX myself. You can go back on my channel and see a video from a long time ago, probably a year ago. Got a couple videos on those, but I'm gonna go ahead and take it for a ride now. Brakes on this thing. That was not good sounding. I'm not good at wheelies. Maybe I'm not as fast as I thought I was. Is this even recording still? Ah, temperature. Well, that camera's not recording. Not good with the wheelie. Woo! Oh! Well, there went his exhaust tip. I hope Cody's not super upset with me. Oh, look at that. Ah! Got a couple spare parts here. Well, you know, that's what I get for... First of all, frick them damn dogs. Second of all, you know what? His muffler was shitty anyways. Doesn't even look like the bolts. I don't know if y'all can see that. Doesn't even look like the bolts right there were in there. I don't know. All right, so in this video we got it running. It didn't have any spark before, or the wiring harness was all fried. So we got that all figured out. We tried the Chinese wiring harness and that created a huge headache. So everyone can roast me in the comments for trying Chinese parts. We ended up putting the stock wiring harness back on, patching it up, and then got it running. Now, when I was diagnosing everything, we did have to take the stator cover off here, and I didn't have a gasket on hand. I was trying to get away with just putting some Honda Bond, but it has developed a leak. So what I'm gonna do is I already ordered a gasket set, so it'll have the whole complete engine gasket set, and we'll place that on this side, and then this side is leaking. I think I may have already shown you in another clip, but it's leaking right there from this beautiful external Torx bolt. And then hopefully when we replace the gasket, we can figure out the reverse lever right there, and hopefully we can get this thing to have reverse. And hopefully I can get the exhaust tip back on this damn thing. I mean, it's just a Chinese muffler, but hey, I broke it. So anyways, I'm gonna go buy another machine right now. I'm gonna go buy a Honda Foreman, or at least look at it. So Joe wants me to show you his Cadillac. Tell him if you are impressed or not impressed. I personally, not impressed.
It's beautiful. It's a classic.
All right. All right. Steve says bye.
Real Jesse Peterson finds in the rough. Dirt bikes, quads, beat up stuff. Marketplace gamble, odds are slim. I turn them over, profits grim. Rev that sound, Lux my friend. YouTube's rolling too.